Alright everyone, I'm here over in Disneyland just like I said I would be, and right there they like to check in, to check your bags. So anyways, excuse me, I'm headed to Disneyland, so see y'all later. Alright everyone, I'm coming back in, and here we go on the merry-go-round. It's not the 360, but we definitely go in circles for a while here. Look at that. Yes. Well, welcome to Disneyland. Alright, let me cut out. Alright everyone, we're here for the parade. Look at it go. Having fun, enjoying my time with my partner here to celebrate our earnings. And one of the things we can do is choose to have our company meeting, our annual meeting, shareholder meeting, or whatever kind of meeting, and we choose to come here. And that way we can justify our expenses, talk a lot about whatever Bitcoin, talk a lot about things what we're going to do, some of the plans we're going to make, all that good stuff, and then be entertained as well. It's a great incentive for people to perform their best when they join my company, and they join me in an effort to change the world and bring forth the new world. Wow, entertaining. So, we come here to be entertained, but at the same time, we come here to do business. So, there we go. Bye-bye. All right, everyone, I'm back in Disneyland. As you exit out, you try to get your hand stamped, and there's some kind of neon light that doesn't wash off so easy. Some kind of stamping on it, invisible stamp. Take your tickets with you and your stamped hand, because they won't let you in without either or they won't let you back in, I should say. And so I'm going to enjoy the night out here at Disneyland. A little bit different experience. Your eyes are a little sensitive or more open, but anyways, went through the second security check again. I guess they're a little bit more Hello everyone, I'm coming back in. If you haven't already heard or know of, Bitphoenix, the exchange website, apparently has been hacked. I don't know, 120 coins, or was it 11,000 coins? I don't know, it was a lot of coins, quite a bit. Anyways, I do have a trading account there, but fortunately for me, if you've seen my previous episodes, I've been trading quite a bit in real life, peer-to-peer, and so I don't normally use any of the exchanges anymore, or hardly ever. Another thing is I have several wallets, and one of them also happens to be a Bitco wallet. So there was a question of whether did Bitphoenix get hacked, or was there a compromise on Bitco. And so I checked out my Bitco wallet, and everything was there. I was like, okay, well, that's there. That indicated to me that basically Bitphoenix was there's obviously a breach at Bitphoenix for some reason. They probably own the keys, and
and if they have a key, from what I understand, BitGo will just automatically sign on their key. The whole point of the multi-signature is that BitGo will not, if anything happens to BitGo, that you would have a private key and then a backup key just in case anything happens to BitGo to move your Bitcoins off from the blockchain to another wallet. So anyways, so I guess that's the main thing, and since then the price of Bitcoin has gone down quite a bit. If you ever go to bitcoinwisdom.com, you can see that Bitfinex is still trading at 604 because of their halting of trades. On average, looks like 636 or 640, somewhere around that range. It's gone down all the way to around 480, I believe. Anyways, that's one of the things to talk about. So big news for that. You know, for that much Bitcoin being lost, and I don't know if they have insurance on it or not. As far as I understand, you know, I know BitGo did offer insurance if they were compromised in any way, but apparently it seems that BitGo does not have a security breach, does not have any breach. It's all inside of Bitfinex, so we'll see how that goes. Will they recover? That's a question. Will they cover all the lost Bitcoins and everything? This is a big if. I mean, that's a lot of money to recover from. That's a huge loss. I don't know if they can trade their way out of it, because the more you trade on Bitcoin, on Bitfinex, your fees go all the way to zero if you trade enough. So I don't know how they're gonna handle that. This hasn't really affected me. I did have a tiny bit left there, a tiny bit of Bitcoins on the exchange. So it wasn't a huge loss, and I mean just a very small, a couple $100 probably. So not a big deal. That's not the only thing I want to talk about going on. Another thing I wanted to talk about was also, gosh, what happened? Okay, so I talked about Bitfinex. Of course, if you trade Bitcoin, you probably know already as well. Some of the other things I like to talk about. I know it's been a while since I put up a video. I've been very busy, and also it's been very difficult for me to get Bitcoins since my last video. Like I said, one of my miners was saying that somebody dropped out of the mining pool, a very large miner dropped out of the mining pool, and availability of Bitcoin was pretty much non-existent for even until now. I've been getting a little bit of Bitcoin from another miner, but even then it's very small. So over a course of a few weeks, I think, I've been getting Bitcoins, and unfortunately the prices dropped, so I did take a hit. But considering all that's happened, I'm fortunate to still have my Bitcoins, and I am still trading peer-to-peer. I'm not trading as much because the limitations of how much Bitcoin I can get at any given point in time. So so I haven't bought a lot of Bitcoin as of recent, which is fortunate for me because if I did, I'd be really in a hole right now, um, taking huge losses. So I guess it's fortunate that I was not able to get a large amount of Bitcoins, and that I'm just limited by how much my miner can send to me, which for the volume I usually do is not it's not a lot, but it was enough for me to take a hit because of the price drop. But anyways, um, I'm trying to figure out a solution on how I can get more Bitcoin, but I guess I'm not really in a hurry with Bitphoenix. So, but that's the main story here. The other thing I like to talk about is also a couple things. I don't know if this, as you've seen from my previous, from the other cut in and cut out videos, I was recently at Disneyland. And the reason why I was at Disneyland is until before the price dropped, I did a lot of trading with my partner in the Bay Area, and between that partnership and the profits we made and how well we did, we had enough to spend have some expenses, produce some expenses to have a what you would call a company meeting over at Disneyland, which we did talk about a lot of things. We talked about how difficult it was to get Bitcoin, and then some of the things that I'm doing to try to acquire more or meet new miners. Some of the things that he talked about was he was buying some Bitcoins before from a miner in the Bay Area, and hopefully we'll have a chance to meet and open up some dialogue there. Another thing is well, one of the things was maybe perhaps I can use Bitphoenix to get some Bitcoins, but that's out of the question now. So there'll be some other options here and there that perhaps I can do. Another thing I've noticed was when I did try to send some money to Bitphoenix so I can acquire more Bitcoins, apparently there's a change where as of June 30th, they're not able to accept any wires of US dollars or any currency from Texas residents, which was kind of interesting considering that I am a Texas resident. So that prevented me from buying Bitcoin on Bitphoenix, which I guess is fortunate for me because if I did, if they didn't have that restriction, I would probably had some Bitcoin or money stuck on Bitphoenix. And I know this has got to be hurting a lot of people because they're just literally just unable to withdraw, unable to trade, unable to log in. This is their website, bitphoenix.com. This is what they have on here, just an update, maintenance page. Who knows what's really happening, how it happened, inside job, outside job. But this I know so much is that they're not trading, and it's a heavy loss. I don't know how much. I don't know if it's 11,000 or I don't know. It was a lot. It was a lot of Bitcoins. It was more than 100 Bitcoins. Okay, so it was. It seems like millions of Bitcoins so far. I've heard 60 to 80 million, all over the place. Who knows what the final number will be? But anyways, the other thing I like to talk about is, which I didn't hear a lot of, but I did talk to my partner about over at Disneyland when we had our company meeting. the case of uh, money laundering. Um, is it Michael Espinoza? I'm not sure. But there was a Florida case regarding the arrest of one Bitcoin trader on charges of money laundering under the state law. And that was dropped. That was thrown out. Bitcoin is considered property in Florida or by that particular judge. Once I heard about that ruling, I haven't read everything yet, but just the ruling itself, we discussed, or at least I discussed with my partner about going into Florida, like full blown, massively, like just going into Florida and trading Bitcoin. Now that the Secret Service or DEA or FBI or even local state law enforcement cannot, for the most part, from this ruling, cannot arrest Bitcoin traders for simply trading Bitcoin, which I felt that there was no way you could prevent anyone from trading Bitcoin, their own property, to another person. That law is so vague. Basically, anybody selling anything over $10,000 is a money launderer. So, anyways, it's good to see that that was thrown out. That basically gives what I believe is a lot of opportunities for Bitcoin traders in Florida. So that's one of the things we talked about. So I believe that Michael Espinoza, was that the name? Anyways, that's kind of big news for me because that gives me the green light to go into Florida, full blown, without any concern or worry. So that's one of the things we talked about. The other thing we talked about, okay, that's one thing that we did talk about. We talked about a whole bunch of other stuff, and another thing we did talk about was how we're gonna, and it's kind of interesting how it all worked out, as I was unable to get any Bitcoins, or it was very difficult for me to get Bitcoins. And then also on, like I said, in Bitfinex, I tried to wire money to Bitfinex, and it turns out they don't take any wires from Texas residents as of July 30th. So basically, I was just, at the mercy of any miner sending me any Bitcoin, and I did have one actually send me some Bitcoin, and it did help out. I was able to trade. I was able to, not as much as I want to, but I was still able to. It was a little restrictive, but I was still trading. But at the same time as that happened, I was discussing with my partner, because we did do very well the last 2 months as the price of Bitcoin was going up. When I was able to get large quantities of Bitcoin, just having the Bitcoin, we made money. And then as we were trading the Bitcoin, selling Bitcoins to different buyers, we were making even more money. And then when we were trying to buy back into Bitcoin and we were unable to, all of a sudden the price started falling after being steady. And then this whole hack on Bitfinex on top of that, well, there's a lot of things happening. Anyways, some of the things that we're doing was discussing about how to take the earnings we made and turn it into a real, other than investing, it's still investment, but it's turning into a real brick and mortar business, which will integrate or inject the use of Bitcoin into that new venture that we'll do with our investment money that we've gained. And so we're going to reinvest that those gains, and the only difference is we're going to be um, setting up a real physical location, and we're going to incorporate a lot of Bitcoin use into this new venture. Um, Buying and selling Bitcoin, of course, considering a Bitcoin ATM, or it's not even an ATM, but a Bitcoin vending machine. It's more like it. Um, you know, things other than just buying and selling Bitcoin, trading Bitcoin. So at the same time, we were talking about that, taking some of our earnings and putting money into a new venture other than just buying and selling Bitcoin, an actual, you know, retail outlet and other things as well. And so, as we're diverting some of the funds from just buying and selling Bitcoin to an actual um, operating, business, brick and mortar, and where we'll be adding some new investors. Mainly, the new investors are just new people. Well, what the plan is basically, my partner has adults, children who are adults now, and I have to admit, being a young person in this environment, economic environment, is very tough. It's hard to find a decent paying job, a living wage, um, job, and it's also just hard to find a job, you know. And so my partner wants to set up this new business opportunity and have his children come in, and they'll be owners of it, but their contribution is a sweat equity, their hard work and time putting into building this new enterprise. And that's kind of the thing, is when you are able to be an investor, you can do these kind of things. And hopefully that this will teach him about Bitcoin and how to generate income and how to generate wealth and how to do all these things without the reliance of a third party, mainly a bank, um, or without the increasing dependency on a bank. We'll probably still have um, a bank account to uh, pay for goods and services that don't take Bitcoin, and also for tax purposes. And so, but that's what's happening with that. So a lot of things are happening that's taking me beyond just buying and selling Bitcoin. So as all these things start happening, the price of Bitcoin started going down. I'm not able to get Bitcoin, Bitfinex being hacked and shutting down. None of that has really dramatically affected me. And if anything, it's dramatically affected just about everybody else who's involved in trading Bitcoin. I guess it's just timing, or I don't know, good luck or bad luck. I don't know how you want to see it, but I was unable to get Bitcoin. I'm unable to buy or wire money to Bitfinex. So I slowed down on my trading quite a bit, but at the same time, the price of Bitcoin started going down. Bitfinex apparently got hacked for quite a lot of Bitcoins. And then also I'm starting this new venture that's not directly related to buying and selling Bitcoin, but will inject the use of Bitcoin into this business, into this new venture. So this is going to be my first use case in using Bitcoin in real life, other than just buying and selling Bitcoin, trading and investing in Bitcoin. I'm actually going to invest into something else other than Bitcoin, but inject the use of Bitcoin into this new venture. And I think it's going to work. It's something that I've been trying to do, haven't had an opportunity yet until I found the right person to do it with. And then, so that's what's going on. And the third thing I like to talk about is the whole hard forking of Ethereum, which was very interesting. And what happened after that? There are a few miners that continued on with the original blockchain and created Ethereum Classic. And the whole debacle with that, as far as all the exchanges that were offering Ethereum Classic and all the exchanges that weren't. Coinbase wasn't one of them. BTCE wasn't one of them. I don't know if they were. I don't know if they lost those coins. Apparently, they were able to. They had a flaw in where you can. I don't know if they had a flaw. I have no idea. I don't have any Ether, so I don't know. But that heavily affected a lot. I also felt that the the Ethereum Classic, I do believe that. Excuse me. Excuse me. I do believe that there were a lot of Bitcoiners jumping onto Ethereum Classic. I do believe there were some. I even go as far as saying that there were also a lot of Bitcoin miners who stopped mining after the halving, and also jumped on to mining other coins, and perhaps either selling them for Bitcoin or just getting into other cryptocurrencies in general because of the Bitcoin halving, which would make it hard or difficult for miners to receive any gain whatsoever. So I do think that's happening because, like I said, my miner told me one of the miners, the larger miners, dropped out and no longer mining at all. That's why I'm not able to buy a lot of Bitcoins from my miner. And so I think there's a lot of things happening. So all the cryptocurrencies out there, they are related and they do affect Bitcoin some way because the difficulty and the halving caused a lot of miners to stop mining Bitcoin anyway. I do believe that they are mining other coins. They just take their equipment and just start mining other coins or buying newer equipment. So that's my opinion on that. As far as the whole split on Ethereum Classic and Ethereum, I guess that's the danger of hard forking and not getting 100% consensus. And I could tell you right now, if Ethereum Classic and Ethereum continue on existing in that split, there's no going back. There will be two Ethereums, and I believe eventually one's going to survive and the other one's going to die. That's just the way blockchains work. It's possible for them to quote unquote coexist, but what's happening, or what I think will happen, is one will take away from the other. Is what's really happening. It's the same. They're both Ethereum. It's just that one decided to branch off and the other decided to continue on. And what's going to happen is one will survive and the other one will die, because one will take away from the other. My personal opinion on that. I don't own any Ethereum at all, Classic or Core, so it doesn't bother me, but it is a example of what could happen if other blockchains split into two. And the problems with that, and getting Ethereum Classic and Ethereum Core, getting two different coins in your wallets, and all that, how that happens, and it should be a warning sign for all cryptocurrencies that want to do hard forks, that there's a chance that there will be a dissenting group of miners who will continue on with the original fork of the blockchain and some of the issues that can cause. So, anyways, that's kind of what I wanted to share about Disneyland. Again, it was for the purpose of it was two things. It was a way to reward my partner and incentivize my partner, or incentivize in general, that if we work hard and we just focus on what we need to do, and my belief is if it's working, why mess with it? And so when I talk to a lot of people, potential partners and everything, I don't understand why they want to jeopardize something that works. I don't understand that, but that's their choice. Why they don't believe that what I'm doing works, I don't know. But I guess you got to do it to believe it, or otherwise you'll never believe at all. Anyways, so those are some of the things that I wanted to talk about. A lot of things happening in a short amount of time. The hard forking of Ethereum, which caused Ethereum Classic, Ethereum Core, the halvening and the dropping out of a lot of miners, I believe. The Bitcoin, Bitfinex hack, the price drop. I mean, not just Bitcoin, but it seems like most of I know Ethereum has dropped. The Ethereum Core has dropped. I don't really keep up with them, but it seems like in general the prices of all of the cryptocurrencies have kind of dropped. I don't really keep up with Bitcoin, but a lot of the crazy things are happening here, and depending on how you play it, it could be an opportunity or it could be misfortune. I'm just going to take advantage of the opportunity here. I see it as a lower price of Bitcoin, more Bitcoin for me when I buy. Remember, I've been very limited in the amount of Bitcoin. And soon as the availability of Bitcoins comes back to me, if it stays around these lower prices, I'm buying. I'm already buying right now, but not as much as I want to. I was, let me see, the price of Bitcoin was around 670, 680 when I was unable to get a lot of Bitcoins. So I've been not getting a lot of Bitcoin since, and now the price dropped down to 490, 480. Current price is about 335, 336, 340, somewhere around there. So that's quite a bit of drop. For me, that's an opportunity. I'll take this opportunity to make sure I am able to get Bitcoins on a more constant basis in the future. That's about it. I am in, of course, in California, in Southern California. Since I've been in Disneyland, I'll be going back to Texas and coming back to the San Francisco Bay Area, where I'll be starting my new venture. All the money came from Bitcoin trading. So the parent company, or the main company, the investment company, will now spit out, I won't say spit out, now will birth a child company. Don't worry, it won't be decentralized or autonomous, but it will be organized. Um, I guess it will be autonomous because, I am autonomous. I think for myself. I'm not sure it'll be decentralized, but I know I won't be making all the decisions myself, so I guess it'll be decentralized. So I guess you can say I made a DAO, just no code or software for someone else to exploit. Anyways, this concludes this episode. I hope you all enjoyed some of the information. Again, like I said, I was unable to get any Bitcoins from my previous episode on Bitcoin in real life to this episode in Bitcoin. I'm still not able to get Bitcoin as much as I want, so I'm limited. Um, I don't know if anybody else is experiencing that or not. I think that could be the case because all my miners seem to be. Well, here's the other thing. As I was talking to my partner, so he started calling around asking, and apparently people were starting to gouge on the price of Bitcoin. I had another buyer call me. Some buyers are allowed to call me. Um, Another buyer called me and asked me, like, when am I going to get Bitcoin? Because everybody's starting to gouge on the price of Bitcoin all of a sudden. Like, it was really strange. He would try to find another seller. Their prices were way, way high. I've heard that from my partner. As I was trying to acquire Bitcoins as well from other people, they were also charging a lot, way over market price for Bitcoin. So it seems to be some kind of uh, shortage going on. And the whole weird thing is, I thought the price would go up because of that, because I was hearing people were gouging on the price and all that. I wasn't able to get any Bitcoin, and I thought the price would be going up, but the price went sideways for a long time, and then it started going down. And this is before the Bitcoin hack, the Bitfinex hack. And so, um, I kind of already saw it coming because my miner was telling me that it was going to get hard to get Bitcoin, and then all of a sudden he couldn't get any Bitcoin. And then I tried to get Bitcoin through Bitfinex, and I wasn't able to wire any money because they don't take any money from Texas residents. And so I was kind of stuck in the water there. I only had one miner send me, only a few $1,000s worth of Bitcoin at a time, which I can easily go through, but I didn't. I had to save those Bitcoins for my partner to trade. So all my buyers were coming to me, and I could only take on so much at a time when I had Bitcoin, if I had Bitcoin. And it was something was strange. I had one buyer call me and tell me he felt the price of Bitcoin was going to go down, even though it was hard for him to get Bitcoin and people were gouging. And I think one of the reasons was the price of Bitcoin. People who were selling Bitcoin for whatever reason, maybe they knew about the shortage, or they felt the shortage was coming, or maybe they got a high demand, or maybe they weren't able to get any Bitcoin, so they was charging more. And I think what started to happen was people stopped buying Bitcoins, peer to peer. It was like getting too much, too expensive. The other thing was I also felt that a lot of miners dropped out, and not only did a lot of miners drop out, they're also mining other altcoins if they were, going to mine. And then the third thing was the whole classic, Ethereum Classic and Ethereum Core. I felt a lot of Bitcoiners probably traded in their Bitcoin for Ethereum Classic. So that was the other thing. So there's a lot of things happening that I felt caused a lot of shortage. Also rumors of Coinbase being insolvent. Also, Coinbase also not being available in Canada anymore. All these other things just caused a shortage in the last, I would say, 30 days. And but yet the price of Bitcoin went down, and so I knew something was strange, definitely strange. Um, oh, I guess I'll put my I'll give my input on the whole Bitphoenix hack. Um, Here's how I feel about the whole Bitphoenix hacks. I honestly feel there's probably a good chance the hacker or the people or person or peoples um, responsible for the hack probably have accounts on Bitphoenix, right? And I was just thinking about the whole thing. You know, what would I do if I hacked or if I was able to hack an exchange? Well, first thing I would do is if I could, I, I, I probably would have had a lot of coins on the exchange, or had a lot of money on the exchange. One or the other. Anyways, what I would eventually do is get a lot of Bitcoins eventually, or have a lot of Bitcoins on the exchange, and then I would sell those Bitcoins, right? And uh, request a withdrawal or something in cash or something like that. So, uh, because if I stole Bitcoins from the exchange and I withdrew from the exchange before the hack, I don't have to worry about price. I'm getting free money, especially if I hacked an exchange. And then it's a double whammy. I stole from the exchange, and then I got my money out of the exchange. I got, which makes it look like I withdrew my Bitcoins, um, or I withdrew uh, cash from the sale of my Bitcoins, but then I stole from the exchange, you know. So I didn't really steal anything. I still have my Bitcoin holdings, but I got cash for it because I sold my Bitcoin. So um, my my lead, my tip for Bitphoenix is because there was a huge sell-off before the hack happened. There was a huge sell-off a couple days before the hack was realized. I would, if I was Bitphoenix, I'd be going through your customer database and see who sold a lot of Bitcoins before the hack. Matter of fact, look at the past week, and has anybody made a large withdrawal of cash? Has anybody sold a lot of Bitcoins and then made a withdrawal with cash, requesting a wire? Um, and look how many people did that. It could be more than a few people. It could be a team of people. And so look for that. If I was a hacker and I wanted to do something like that's the way I would do it. It's a double whammy. Put a lot of Bitcoin on the exchange, which are my Bitcoins, right? Sell it because I know I'm going to be getting it back through the hack, right? And then request a withdrawal for that. They're probably verified and everything, and you already got all their information. You just don't know who. You don't know which one of them. But I would look and investigate into those people who sold a lot of Bitcoins and made a withdrawal request in cash before the hack. And, you know, I don't know if that helps. You know, it's not my problem, but if I was a hacker, if I was planning this and orchestrating the whole hack, and I would get a team together and, you know, I would definitely get the, you know, people to sell their Bitcoins and request a withdrawal because they're going to get it right back, right? So it looks like someone just sold their Bitcoins to get the money out, but really they got the Bitcoins. And of course, you know, they're all worried if these Bitcoins are going to be sold on the exchanges. Well, I got news for you. It's already been sold on the exchange. It's just that the Bitcoins that were sold were owned by the attackers or attackers, And the Bitcoins that were stolen, well, they'll just be in a wallet somewhere, and they'll just be moved around. I mean, the fees will be taken out, but who cares? They got it for free, right? So they'll just keep moving it around, different wallet providers. Maybe they'll send some to exchange, get it mixed, or a mixing service, and then boom, there you go. They got free Bitcoins, and they'll just wait it out. 1 year, 2 years, who knows? Who cares? It's free Bitcoins for them. And eventually, when Bitfinex opens again, they'll be like, they're probably the ones complaining a lot how you know, the site's down and everything, and bitching and complaining, because once you all open up again, or when Bitfinex opens up again, they're going to take their Bitcoins again, put it up there, and start trading on your exchange. Anyways, my 2 cents. It doesn't matter what I say, but anyways, I'll end this episode right now. Feel free to like, dislike, comment, or even leave a video response. Until next time, stay tuned. Bye.